Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome or welcome back to my channel where I inform you, I educate you, and I inspire you. So that being said, I'm just a messenger. So good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying your day regardless of where you are right now, as well as preparing yourself for the weather depending on where you live geographically, as well as staying hydrated by drinking plenty of water. So I have a new water bottle and I am too getting back on being hydrated. So currently it's Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, and it is 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am making this video a little bit later. That's because I have like a toothache, guys. I went to the dentist like maybe a week or two ago, and I found out I have to get my wisdom teeth pulled. So if you know anything about wisdom teeth, you guys know that your mouth, is sore. So growing up really quickly, I've never had cavities. It wasn't until afterwards that I started to, eat certain foods, my diet changed, and now I have a cavity in my wisdom tooth area, and my dentist or orthodontist suggested that orthodontist, dentist, or personal hygienist suggested I get my wisdom teeth taken out. Today is Wednesday, March 30th. Like I said, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. On this channel, I suggest and advise information as a spiritual healer, as a channeler, as a intuitive teacher. So that being said, I do not know everything. I speak from a place of experience as well as what has helped me along my journey. So if these videos resonate with you, make sure you're giving these videos a big thumb up. Make sure you're commenting down below. Make sure you're liking the video and you're subscribed by turning on your notification bell. And let me know what you think. I've been seeing a lot of people watch videos, and whether you like the video or you dislike the video, if you learn something, let me know. If there's something that you would like to know, I'm a very teachable person, meaning I know I don't know everything. I can only speak from what I've experienced. If not, I do take the time to educate myself by educating you guys, by suggesting and advising information, by using factual information, so like our Akashic records, the internet, resources, opportunities, experiences, dictionaries, and the source. So for today's video, we will go over and discuss why should we spend our time wisely. So that being said, if you guys have been checking out this month's playlist, which is, I believe, Bettering Yourself, let me just make sure, because I like to make playlists based off of the content that you guys requested for, as well as, like theme related, so it's easier to answer questions. Okay, so the best version of yourself. So bettering yourself and being the best version of yourself. So when it comes to being the best version of yourself and why you should spend your time wisely, first thing I want to suggest and advise is that when it comes to your life and your experience, it's up to you to understand and interpret what it is that you want for yourself. So being the better version of yourself is realizing, your resources. Now, of course, everyone in life does not have the same opportunity and experiences from their background, whether it's financially, emotionally, intuitively, consciously, subconsciously, geographically. So everyone doesn't have the same resources when it comes to transportation, when it comes to their environment, when it comes to their education. So me being here as a messenger, I'm just here to suggest and advise for the collective. So when it comes to healing, knowing that it's a choice and it is optional. So the reason why you want to spend your time wisely is because of that. When it comes to you healing, when it comes to you living your life, when it comes to you living your life for you, your time is really important. Even though, yes, time is man-made and in the physical, a form of illusion, that time that you have for yourself, sorry you guys, my camera just glitched. That time for yourself is important because the more you're able to take the time that you have in the present moment, the more you will feel like you need to be validated, the more you will understand how much time and energy that you're putting into yourself and what you're not doing. So in order to feel satisfied, in order to feel, appreciated in a way where you feel like you're worthy of and not a source of validation from anything other than yourself, you'll be able to maintain, properly your emotions, your thoughts, as well as your attitude, your experiences, and your opportunities, as well as feeling, like I said, appreciated when it comes to yourself, because the time that you have for yourself is for you to determine what is worthy, what is, working for you. So it's important that you spend your time wisely because you're able to prioritize, your thoughts, your emotions, whether you have goals that you want to achieve, whether you're having tasks, whether you're doing small steps, whether you're starting something new, whether you're working on something that you already started, like just understanding what it is that you want for yourself in order to heal, in order to grow, in order to experience the time and energy that you put towards yourself is really important. So spending your time wisely will also help you understand effectively, okay, like what's working for me and what's not. So when it comes to choosing your time wisely and spending your time wisely, of course, for those of you returning, you already know the deal, you know the drill. Go ahead and get yourself a notebook or a journal or a diary, or you can use your laptop or your iPad, anywhere where you're able to document. And the reason why it's so important to document how you feel, what it is that you want to go through, or a personal planner or a calendar, is because you want to be able to hold yourself accountable. Like, verbally, it's one thing to express something, but when you're able to go back and physically check off or have a list or have a planner or have some form of structure or routine, you're able to witness, and not only witness, realize, okay, what am I doing? And having the accountability to realize why your time is valuable. Now, of course, what people choose to do with their everyday life is going to be based off of, like I said, your resources, so your environment, your opportunities, your education, your finances. Just because you're in a certain environment, just because you have certain education, just because you have certain exposures, doesn't mean that you have to stay where you are. If you want to grow, you have to, one, realize your surroundings, so your environment, your education, your finances. Like, interpret information. In order for you to process information, you have to realize how it's affecting you. Is it helping you in a negative way? Is it helping me in a positive way? Is it helping me grow? Is it an asset? Is it a liability? So the reason why you want to understand why you should spend your time wisely is so you're able to not only process information, but you're able to interpret. So because everyone does not have the same finances, everyone does not interpret and experience the same education, you spending your time wisely will help you have a sense of direction. So when it comes to figuring out what it is that you want for yourself, you can then, use this time wisely, like I said, to start to prioritize yourself. So the reason why I want you guys to get a notebook or a journal or a diary is to document. Something that I'm big on all the time and I'm very repetitive with the collective is making a pros and a cons list. The reason why it is so simple to write down a pros and a cons list is because when you're doing something that you never done before, if you don't have education, if you don't have emotional support, you don't have the finances, you're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel lost. You may be intimidated. You may feel depressed. You may suffer from anxiety. The goal is to get past your depression. The goal is to get past anxiety. The goal is to get past all of these energies and emotions that you may lack or may not understand. In order for you to educate yourself, you have to be willing to apply yourself. So, like, for example, everybody learns differently. Everybody processes information differently. That's why I don't tell people to do. I don't tell people how to feel, because you can't. Everyone does not learn or interpret information like me. How I go about with my information, what works for me, works for me. What works for you, works for you. That's why I'm here to suggest and advise. The information that I have is not going to resonate with everyone, and vice versa. So spending your time wisely is something that you want to pay attention to. So being mindful of what you're listening to, being mindful of who you're watching, being mindful of who you're surrounding yourself with. Because if you're not able to necessarily pinpoint your needs, your wants, your pros and your cons, what you like and what you don't like, taking time to reflect on yourself and figure out how you move from this stagnancy, or how you move from this environment, or how you move from your finances, or how you move physically, is going to take one amount of energy from yourself to realize you're not where you need to be, or that you are somewhere and that you feel stuck. And the goal is not to stay stagnant or feel stuck or be depressed or suicidal to the point where you cannot grow. So knowing that when you spend your time wisely, you will realize, okay, do I need to spend so much time and energy on these certain people? Do I need to spend so much time and energy on these finances? Like, in order to, one thing I'm going to suggest and advise, really spend your time wisely, is to realize how much time that you have now. So if you work from 9 to 5, if you work 60 hours, 80 hours, 50 hours, your next day off, if you know you can rest, and then if you have another day off, start making time for yourself. Like, a lot of people say they don't have time. There's enough time in the world for everybody to do whatever they want. The reason why people feel so like in a rush is because man-made time, like I said, the form of the physical time it's an illusion. So for example, Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday, December through January is programmed, it's planned. So the only thing that changes is the actual physical year. So if you have, like me, I have a doctor's appointment that has been planned. The only reason why I feel like I have to be up and I have to go to sleep at a certain time is because it's set already. Don't have limitations when it comes to choosing your time wisely. If you have a day off, if you're able to take some time to yourself, if you don't want to do anything, don't do anything. But the next time that you have a day off and you feel like you want to do something, take some time to figure out what it is that you want. Like, you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to feel stressed. You don't have to feel like you're not successful or you're not doing things. You can't look at other people's lives, and I want to suggest and advise to not compare yourself when it comes to spending your time wisely, because there are a lot of influences and distractions when it comes to the world, especially in this society in America, where it's like, if you're not working, if you're not doing this, if you're these are expectations for certain groups of people. If you don't fall into these categories, if you feel like, okay, that you don't have to have a car, or if you need to have a car, that's for you to determine. Just because you see everybody else driving Range Rovers and you have a Honda doesn't mean that your car is not going to get you from A to B. A car is a car. A lot of people are very content with labels and attachment. Me personally, I do not suggest and advise being attached, one, to physical material items, but to realize how the attachments make you feel. Like I said, if you have a car and it gets you to and from, and it's not the latest car, why would you spend money on something new that's reliable unless you need to? Or if you feel like you worked hard and you want to treat yourself, go ahead. But just because you see somebody have something doesn't mean that you have to have it for yourself. Because if it's not aligned with you, you're always going to feel like, oh, I need to have this or I need to do that. Like, spend your time wisely so you're able to understand like what works for you. Like me personally, I spend my time wisely, and I'm grateful for the schedule that I have. I get to wake up when I want to, I get to eat when I want to, I get to sleep when I want to, I get to go out when I want to. Yes, I may have to, be responsible and realistic with my finances, with the amount of energy I have with myself, but it doesn't mean that I can't grow or I can't remove myself or I can't take the time to realize, okay, this is what's working for me and this is not. And when you're doing something that like you never done before, you have to realize the time that you have for yourself is very like unlimited. You don't want to limit yourself when it comes to living your life, because the time that you have for yourself is optional, to be very honest. Like, if you don't want to go to work, or if you're not feeling, good, explaining to yourself and seeing, is it worth your time and energy? Like, of course, people need to have shelter. Of course, people need to have clothes on their back. Of course, you need to eat. If you're able to have those areas, looking at your finances, looking at your entertainment, like, are you constantly spending money on things that don't bring any value and feeling like financially you're unstable, or are you investing into things that are going to help you grow? The goal in life, what I want to suggest and advise when it comes to healing, is being stable. Once you're able to be stable, you can then, determine, okay, I have my stability, I have my transportation, I have a roof, I have my finances. What do you want to do with yourself? This is why, we should spend our time wisely, because life is one, just living. So whatever you choose to do in your life, that comes with your expectations. And when it comes to, building, let's just say, your self-esteem or confidence, like, that's for you to choose. That's for you to determine, okay, which direction do I want to go in? What's working for me? Like I said, assigning tasks maybe could be something for you, like taking small steps. So like I said, getting a planner, a calendar, if not a handy dandy simple notebook. And you can get a notebook from Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Walmart, Target, CVS, and just, take some time for yourself. You have to make time for whatever it is that you want. Anybody can do anything that they want. Question is, are you willing to take time? Are you willing to be honest with yourself? If you want to go to the gym, you want to lose weight, are you willing to take time to go to the gym? Are you willing to get a membership? Are you willing to say, you know what, I have to go to the gym, whether it's for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or 100 minutes. Don't allow people, places, and things to put limits on you or tell you what you have to do, because if that works for them and that works for them, that's good. If it's not going to work for you, you can't, or you shouldn't want to, I would suggest and advise, take that into consideration. So like, for example, when people ask me questions about me and they feel as though I understand that they're suggesting advising information, but if it doesn't relate to me, that's just their opinion. Now, this is why I like to give you guys factual information. I don't speak for my opinion. If I do, it's more so of a concern or on a personal level. So like, just keep that in mind. And even with, the people I make my videos with, it's not for everyone, because I'm not for everyone. So keep in mind that you spending your time is just a reflection of yourself. It will help you, energetically. It will help you remove distractions and being worried or feeling like you're not doing whatever it is. Because if time is an illusion, that means you get to do what you want with your life. As long as I suggest and advise you're not harming, causing any corruption, chaos, or confusion to yourself, doing what works for you. Like, if you're off today, or like off tomorrow, and you don't want to do anything, don't do anything. If you want to go out to eat and spend your money, be mindful and realize of just be mindful of what you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter what you do in your life as long as you are aware and you understand how it's going to affect you, whether it's a long term, whether it's short term, or whether it's in the present, or it's going to be something that you have to learn to be consistent or gradually like learn to be at ease with. So when you're able to remove distractions, you're able to focus. When you're able to reflect, you're able to grow. And you don't want to spend so much time and energy worrying yourself and stressing yourself out, because when you spend so much time worrying and stressing yourself out, you're not reflecting, you're not holding yourself accountable, you're not doing anything. And all that time and energy, whatever you focus on, this is what I tell you guys all the time: do not watch people, do not surround yourself, and be mindful of your environment, because when you focus on things that you don't want to focus on, that's going to continue to expand your mind. And that's something that I'm currently working on myself. Like, I'm in a process of physically training myself to adapt to a situation that I've never been exposed to, and not focusing on the negative energy or the bad things or the what ifs. I need to know that, okay, if I'm going to spend my time and energy on this, this is a possibility. And because you have nothing but time, you get to have the time to grow. Things are not going to go however you want them to, because that's how life is. Like, if no one asks to be born, there's no specific way or how things are going to be set, unless, like I said, it is man-made. And what I mean by man-made, which is something that is already been done, like programmed. So a program is like a calendar. So programmed is our Monday through Friday. That's set in stone unless they decide to add another day. What else is programmed? December through January. What is programmed? Time, like the physical time from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you have a doctor's appointment, that is man-made. Anything that is man-made is already been set. So if you're doing something supernaturally or something out of your comfort zone, it doesn't mean that it cannot be done. You just have to use your time wisely and understand the direction that you want for yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life. Stay tuned for further videos. And prepare yourself, you guys, for next month. We have a lot of content. And I am going to be, of course, switching up. Always like to switch it up and, do what works for me. So, once again, if you like these videos, make sure you follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at @Ty_guidance to stay up to date. And you guys, like I said, are drinking plenty of water. So, that is for the month of March. So, once again, we are, for the month of March, excuse me, I was reading something. And there's this light. I got to get my whole situation set up. For the month of March, we just basically went over being the best version of yourself. So make sure you guys check that out. And stay tuned for further videos and preparing ourselves for the month of April. So until next time, you guys, peace.